Hello guys, Dustin with Valley Geeks Computer Services here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I just want to take some time with you and my customers to show you some quick tips to help optimize your computer and some basic beginner things that every person should know about a Windows computer. So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you guys is how to clean up your computer. If it's running a little bit slow, this should help the performance of the computer. Now, the first thing we are going to do is clean out all of the temporary internet files, cache files, and all that fun stuff in the recycling bin by going to the Start menu here. And then we're going to go to Computer. And then we're going to right click on the local disk C and then go to Properties. Okay, so now you are at the window where it shows you how much disk space is being used on your system. So in our case, our computer is running a little slow, so we're going to want to do a disk cleanup. So it's gonna search for files that need to be cleaned up, and then make sure downloaded program files is clean. It's checkmarked. Temporary internet files, recycling bin, temporary files, and thumbnails are all checkmarked, and then hit OK, and then hit delete files. It's asking you if you want to permanently delete these files. Go ahead and select delete files, and this will be really quick for us because this is a new installation of Windows, so we're just going to let that go, and it should take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, possibly even 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead, and the next thing we do, that's half of the cleanup process. Next thing we're going to do is go into the Tools window here. It's in the same Local Disk Properties window, and we're going to go to Defragment Now. So this is going to be tip number 2, is defragmenting your hard drive. So we're going to go into the program, and we're going to highlight C, and then click on Analyze Disk. Like I said, it's going to be quick for us because this is a new installation of Windows just for this demonstration purpose. And just a heads up, if it says anything greater than 15% fragmented, then you're going to want to go down here and hit Defragment Disk. And that's just it's going to analyze it again, and then it'll actually defrag it. So we're going to stop it since there's 0 fragmented files. And we're going to go to Configure Schedule because we want this to do it automatically. We want Windows to go ahead and do this automatically for you, so you don't have to do it every single time. And it'll help keep your computer optimized, your hard disk optimized for best performance. So I would recommend setting it for a weekly defrag. I would say like maybe Sunday at 1 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you go to Select Disks and make sure all of these are selected. And then go ahead and hit OK on that, and then it'll close. And then you'll have it scheduled to do the defragmentation every Sunday at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I would recommend that you leave your computer on so it's able to do this. If you have your computer go to sleep, it will not be able to do that task. Alright, so tip number 3. I've had some customers, when I was at their house, I would see their taskbar up here or over to the right or to the left. And I asked them, well, do you want your taskbar there? And they're like, no, I would just like it back to the way it was. So reasons how it could have moved up here is you probably accidentally clicked and held and then moved your mouse up, which moves it. Alright, so let's say you did move the bar accidentally and it's up here. Alright, so chances are you're not going to be able to click and move it. If you can, if you left click and then just drag your mouse around the screen towards the bottom, it should move the bar to the bottom, the taskbar. But if it doesn't, if you're clicking and you're moving and it's not doing anything, then this is what you have to do. You have to right click on any empty space in the taskbar and then uncheck lock the taskbar. If there's a check mark here, that means it's locked and you're not going to be able to move it or resize any of the toolbars on the top here. So we're going to uncheck mark that, and then we're going to go ahead and move it right on down. Then once you're done, so you don't accidentally move it again, we're going to right click on an empty spot on the taskbar again and lock taskbar. And then just right click on it again to make sure it's check marked. Alright, so tip number 5. I'm sorry, no, tip number 4. That was tip number 4. Now we're going to do, no, I'm sorry. Next tip is going to be zooming in on your text in Internet Explorer. And this is actually tip number 4. So, this is the Valley Geeks AZ website. It's not loading properly because we do see some errors on the page. And it's an older version of Internet Explorer, so yeah, it's not going to load properly. Anyways, let's say your text was really small, like this small, and if you're one of my elderly customers and you want to be able to see your text clearly without squinting, I'll show you how to achieve this with a couple shortcut keys on your keyboard and also your mouse, and I'll show you how to do it within Internet Explorer itself. So, to make your text bigger here, what you're going to want to do is hold the Control key on the keyboard and then scroll mouse down. Scroll your mouse wheel down, and as you can see, as I move my mouse wheel down, the text will get bigger. If I move it up, it'll get further out. It'll shrink. So that's one way. Another way is by using the Control key plus the Control key and the plus key, which is to the left of the backspace key on your keyboard. So I'm hitting the plus key right now, and then I'll hit the negative key, and that just zooms it in and out for you just as fast. Now, if you're the type where you just want to use the mouse, then you can just go up to page, then go to zoom, and then here's all your zoom options. You're able to click on zoom in and it'll zoom in, and you're also able to click on zoom out, it'll zoom out. And you can also select from these pre-selected percentages. So if you want 200%, boom, there you go. Okay, since we're in Internet Explorer, the 5th tip is going to be it's going to be for if your Internet Explorer is actually crashing or if it's slow and it's freezing. I'm going to show you a possible fix for that so you can start using Internet Explorer. So, if sometimes you are in Internet Explorer and you see Internet Explorer is not responding on the top here or over here on the left hand side, there is a small fix for that. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead either to Tools if you're using the same Internet Explorer version as I am, or go to the cog wheel. It's like a little cog wheel that's almost in the same exact position here, and then go to Internet Options. Then from there you're going to go to the Advanced tab, which is the very last tab in this window, and then you're going to go and click on Reset. Now this is not going to reset your bookmarks or your cookies, so you're good to go there. So go ahead and hit Reset, and all 3 of these rows should be green checked. So we're going to go ahead and hit Close, and then it might ask you to restart Internet Explorer in order for the changes to take effect. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK, and then we're going to exit Internet Explorer and then go back into it. And that should fix any crashing issues that you have with Internet Explorer. If it is still crashing, then chances are you probably have some type of malware or browser plugins installed in Internet Explorer, and that's what's causing it to crash. Alright, so the next tip, tip number 6, that I am going to show you today is really helpful. All my tips are really helpful, but especially for new users, and this is especially useful for people who are going through their images, or if they do a lot of video and image editing. So we're going to go ahead and open up a new folder here, a new Explorer window, and we're going to go to the Pictures library, and then we're going to go ahead and single click here. Now you see how it has this preview window here? This is not here by default, okay? Usually to preview a file you have to double click on it and then it'll open it up in a separate program. But we're going to temporarily disable this just to prove a point. See, you're not able to actually go into the actual image. It's not displaying here. So to enable this preview pane, you're going to press the Alt key plus P as in Paul. And then there you go. You have the preview pane. And it doesn't slow down your computer at all. It doesn't have to open up another program in order to preview it. And again, if you want to use your mouse to do this, you can actually go to Organize and then go to Layout and then make sure Preview Pane is checkmarked. I'll uncheck mark it, and then as you can see, it disappears. Alright, next tip is going to be how to find anything on your computer, whether it be a file or a picture or even possibly an email. Now as long as you know a part of the name, you will be able to find it. So to do this, instead of going through your folders and trying to find it individually, Windows 7 has made it very easy to find any type of file. You're going to go to the Start menu and then make sure your cursor is inside of the search field here. And then I made a test document here on my desktop, and I'll just pretend I can't see it. I don't know where my test document is, so I want to know where it is. So I'm going to go ahead and type in test. And as you can see, under Files, Test, the test document has showed up. And if you want, you can even drag, and if you left click on it, drag it and hold it, and then move to desktop. If you release it, there you go. That'll create a shortcut to the file on your desktop. And you know it's a shortcut because it has this little arrow here. This is the actual document right here, so that'll work for anything. Let's go into the Pictures folder and let's look for desert. So I don't know where this desert picture is. See, here it is. It's under Pictures and then Desert. Very simple, very, very easy to do. Very quick also. Alright. The next thing I'm going to go over with you guys is alternate web browsers besides Internet Explorer. We all know that Internet Explorer can be slow at times, or most of the time. So I'm going to bring you to a website that is going to download an additional web browser that has better performance and better security. So the website I'm going to want you to go to is www.ninite.com. That's NINITE.com. I'm going to make my font a little bit smaller here. You're going to scroll down here and you're going to want to select Google Chrome. It's under web browsers and it's called Chrome. And then go ahead and click Get Installer. Sometimes this button won't be here and it'll automatically start the download. But if you see the green button here, just go ahead and click on it and then click on Run. And then if it keeps asking you if you want to run it, just keep clicking Run. It's going to download it, and then once it's done downloading, it's going to launch it. And when you launch it, it's going to ask you if it wants you to if it wants you to give if it wants you to allow it to give it access to your computer to install it. So we're going to click yes. And it's going to download and install Google Chrome for you automatically, and you don't have to do a thing. Here it says it's installing it. Once it's done, this whole bar will fill up green, and then you'll be able to click on close. This cancel button will change into close. It takes a couple minutes. Chrome is a really good web browser. It is quite large, so it does take some time to finish installing it. Alright, so status was okay. So that means it was installed properly. So we're going to go ahead and hit close, and then we're going to minimize this window by clicking on the little line here at the top right hand corner, and then as you can see, Google Chrome was put on our desktop. So we're actually going to go in Google Chrome, and when you first open up Google Chrome, it's going to have two tabs. This first tab, you just want to leave it where it is, and then the second tab, you can just hit the X. And then when you come back to this tab, you're going to hit no thanks. Unless you do have a Google account, you're going to type your email and your password here, but you don't need that, so we're just going to go ahead and hit no thanks. And then by default, your home page is going to be set as Google. Now, what's so good about Google Chrome? Well, one, it's really fast. Let's just see how fast it is, shall we? Let's go to MSN.com, and we'll see just how fast it actually loads up. There you go. It's already loaded. Now let's open Internet Explorer. See how loaded it is? See how slow it is loading just the most basic website? I mean, this is an older version of Internet Explorer, so that's why it looks like that. So we're going to go to MSN.com. And as you can see, it was not as fast as Google Chrome. Okay, and Google Chrome is not as susceptible of catching, letting malware through into your computer as Internet Explorer is. It is a very slick and fast and secure web browser. Now, let's say I wanted to have this as my homepage, MSN.com. How are you going to do that? Well, I will show you. You want to go to the three lines in the upper right hand corner of Google Chrome and click on it, and then go to settings. And then you're going to want to select under on startup, you're going to want to select open a specific page or set of pages. So make sure that radio button is selected, and then click on set pages. That's going to open up a separate window, and then you're going to want to select use current pages. So you could have numerous tabs open, and when you select use current pages, it'll set all of those tabs to open up when you open up Google Chrome. So we're going to make sure MSN is at it, and we're going to hit OK. We're going to exit out of Google Chrome and go back into it. And then I would set Google Chrome as the default web browser. That's what it's asking you. Let's go ahead and set as default. And as you can see, MSN is now my home page. Alright, and the last tip I'm going to show you guys, probably the most important one, so listen up, guys. The #1 antivirus, anti-malware program that Valley Geeks recommends is called Malwarebytes. So what you're going to want to do is go to that website again, www.ninight.com. Wait for the page to load, and then scroll down a little bit, And then you're going to look for something called Malwarebytes. It's going to be right here. It looks like a little blue bow tie. We're going to select that, and then we're going to download it. But note, make sure that you have any other antiviruses uninstalled before you click to install this. I don't have anything installed, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this and then click Run. I'm going to click yes because it's asking if it wants to give it permission. It's going to download Malwarebytes automatically for you. Alright, once it's done downloading, it'll automatically install it. This installation can take anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. For me, it was fairly quick, so we are good to go. We're going to hit close on that. We're going to hit close on the Google Chrome web browser, and then we're going to go into Malwarebytes anti-malware, and it's going to ask you if you want to give it permission to run. We're going to select yes. It's going to check for updates when you first go into it, and then once it's updated, go ahead and select Start Free Trial. And then just give it time for this here X to become a solid green check mark. There we go. And what you're going to want to do is go to Scan, and I would suggest you do this right after you install it. Then do a hyperscan, and it's going to do like a 5-minute scan for any major viruses that you might have on your computer. Now, this program does stay in the bottom taskbar, and it will continuously scan your computer. It's a very good program. We highly recommend it. It has always kept our computers safe from viruses, and it's kept all of our customers safe from viruses also. You have a 30-day trial with this program, so when the 30-day trial is finished, you're actually going to get a pop-up from Malwarebytes saying, hey, you have to activate. So you're going to want to go to Buy Premium and then Buy Now. Once the website loads up, you're going to click on Buy Now. And then this is how much it costs right now as of today, the date of this video. And that's for one computer, but you can move that license to 3 different computers. But they cannot be used at the same time on 3 different computers. So that's what the 1-year subscription, 1 license per 3 computers means. And you just fill out your information, how you want to pay, and then you're good to go. Well, hope you guys enjoyed your quick tips here. And if you have any other questions, if your computer is running slow, please feel free to give us a call, and we do charge a flat rate, not hourly, for our residential customers. So you're not digging deep in your pocket to have a technician personally come out there and help you with your computer. We get every computer issue resolved, or the service call is half off. Alright guys, and again I wanted to thank you for watching this video. Like it, thumbs up it, subscribe, and don't forget to share this video and tell your family and friends about us, Valley Geeks Computer Services, where we do in-home servicing, home computer repair in Phoenix, Glendale, the surrounding areas, including Sun City and Surprise way out to the west as far as Buckeye. Alright guys, thank you, and if you have any questions, feel free to give us an email or give us a call. Thank you. Bye-bye.